Hi there, welcome to another chakra yoga class. This one features the heart center, the anahata chakra. This is the center of the whole system. There's 3 below and 3 above, and it's meant to connect our most base needs and desires in the lower chakras to our higher self in the upper chakras. So the heart center is associated with the colors green and pink. It's associated with the sense of touch with the air. And of course, the heart center is associated with love, desire, devotion, and the letting go of self-absorption. The postures we'll look at in this sequence are about physically opening up the heart space, the chest. When the heart chakra is in balance, you can imagine positive feelings of loving, of belonging, generally thinking the best of people, thinking and expecting the best from people. Find caring, compassion, and love come quite naturally and easy. If the heart chakra is overstimulated or underdeveloped, we can find a sense of oversensitivity, high drama, somebody who's really needy, someone who's really dramatic, or someone who just feels closed up, someone who might appear to be cold towards others, detached in social and personal relations. So moving through the heart-centered yoga practice tonight, we want to think about opening the heart. We want to think about opening this space. If you think about the chakras as the energy that's moving, when it gets stuck or stagnant, just like any other thing in the body, it gets trapped, and we want to create space in theory so that the energy can start flowing and moving as it should. So we're going to start just by closing our eyes for a moment, settling into the space, finding the breath. Maybe you'd like to put your hands on your heart or bring your hands to the chest in Anjali Mudra, and just focus on that space. Focus on the sensations in the heart. Notice the breath moving into the chest. Maybe you can feel it beneath the thumbs. And take 3 or 4 nice deep breaths. Awareness on the heart. If you want to add a little mantra or affirmation saying today, it could simply be, my heart is open. My heart is open. If our heart is open, it's open to love, it's open to caring, it's open to opportunity, it's open for giving and for receiving. So my heart is open. You can release the hands and blink the eyes open. If you've got 2 blocks, you might need those later on, but we're going to start on our hands and knees in our tabletop position. Actually, if you have 2 blocks, we can use them now. If you don't have any, it's fine. We can do the same moves without the blocks. But bringing the blocks onto the mat, we're coming into our tabletop position just with the hands elevated that little bit. Hands are still beneath the shoulders, knees below the hips, tops of the feet on the floor. Just a little lift in the hands there if it suits you. Inhaling, dipping the belly down. Exhale. Arching up, tuck the chin, press into the tops of the feet. Moving with your breath. arching up. Inhaling, looking forward. 2 more. As deep as you're comfortable. The hands being elevated just lets you get into the upper back, the shoulder blades, and the chest area a little bit more. And then sit your bum back towards your heels. We're going to bring our forearm or even our elbows onto the blocks and drop the forehead down. Again, if you don't have blocks, you can do the same position. Your elbows will just be on the floor. Think about still stretching your hips down towards your heels, so actively pushing the body towards the back of the mat. Arms are extended in front. Softening everywhere that you can. And after the next exhale, pushing back to all fours. Now we'll put the blocks just to the back for now. We'll use them again. We're going to come into our down dog. So hands are still in place, tucking the toes. We're pushing ourselves back and lifting up. And just feeling around here. Remember, you don't want your head up near the hands. You want to be pushing yourself away. Coming into a more triangular shape, so the head is tucked down, the palms are well in front, and you're pushing the body away from the front of the mat. You might have your heels off the mat. That's perfect. You might be able to get one or both of your heels down, but keep that nice diagonal through the back of the body. So if the knees are bent, or if you're attempting to straighten them, keep the head away from the hands. You can swivel the hips a little bit here if you like. We're going to raise the right leg up towards the sky and bring it to the front of the mat, up between the hands, or you can replace the right hand with the foot. We're going to push ourselves up and sink down as low as we can. So sinking down as low as we can, then I'm going to turn towards my right. So I'm bringing my belly and my chest towards the right. I'm going to reach out behind me. I'm turning my palm away because that's more comfortable for my shoulder. If you're more comfortable with your palm forward, you'll get a little bit more of a stretch in the front. And then coming back. From here, we're going to lift up, reach our head down towards the knee, and come back again. Same thing. Dipping the hips down, turning and reaching behind. Same again. If it's hard for you to reach up or you want to use the blocks if you already have them, you can have the blocks here to raise the hands up. Dipping, touching the head down towards the leg. Coming forward. This time we're going to pull the chest forward and up. And then we're going to step back to down dog. So in theory, really, you could use the blocks the whole time if you like. If you've got them, give them a try and use them. Taking 2 more breaths here in down dog. Notice the breath. Soften through the body. See if you can put a little less effort into holding this. Then left leg is going to go up. We're going to step it to the front. It can replace the left hand or come between the 2 legs. Shift those hips down as far as you can. You can keep the toe tucked or release the foot in the back. I'm coming up, I'm sinking down, then I'm going to turn towards my left and reach behind. Trying to keep the hips low. Bringing the hands forward, tuck the back toe, straighten through the front leg, kind of a pyramid shape here. reaching the head down, then dropping down again. Lifting up, turning and reaching. Frame the foot, tuck the back toe, pyramid, tuck your head down towards the front knee. And then last one, dropping the hips down, arching up and forward. And then hands come down. Back to down dog. We're going to come forward into a plank just for a second, then bring the knees down, lower the upper body down, and we're going to do a few cobras. So hands are beside the shoulders or chest. You can bring them out even a little bit wider, always pulling the elbows in towards the body. Rest on your forehead or your chin. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Couple more of these. Adjusting as you go. Inhale. Up. And down. Roll those shoulders back. Elbows tucked in. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. This time we're going to turn and look over the right shoulder. Exhale down. You can guess the left shoulder is next. Inhale up. Look to the left. And down. One more each side with your breath. To the right. And to the left. And back down. Bring the hands in front, palms down. Let the elbows settle down beneath the shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet should be on the mat. And just kind of push your palms away as if you're lifting up, but keep the elbows down. So actively stretching through the back, lifting up the front. Try to soften through the legs, soften through the bum. Imagine a string lifting up through the front of the chest, up into the crown of the head. And then exhale the head down. You can turn your head to one side and bring the arms to the side of the body. Allow the shoulder blades to spread open and your elbows to sink out towards the sides. One more breath here. Then palms back beside the chest, tuck the toes, push up and back to downward dog. Shake out the head and neck. We're going to come down onto the knees, sitting back on the heels. And if you've got your block or even a cushion, if it's more comfortable to rest that in between the heels and your body or the tops of the feet and the floor, that's perfectly fine. So just sitting like this for a second. Rolling the shoulders back. Up, up, up. Back and down. Up. Back and down. Feeling through the shoulders. And then reverse direction. Bring it back and forward. Get the elbows moving in there as well. And then just squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and let them relax. Squeeze up and relax it down. Okay, what we're going to come into is sort of a modified version of what's called camel pose. I struggle often with doing this pose myself, so we're going to do it with movement and then see how it feels from that. If you don't have a block, but you find this difficult to reach back, use a cushion or use anything that can lift your feet up. So you may be able to just have your toes down and your heels up like that. You may need to have your feet up on a block so that you're bringing the distance a little bit closer. So what we want to do here is stand up tall in our knees. Knees are still hip distance apart. You're actively pressing down on the knees and you're tightening through the thighs. You're tightening through the glute, and we're going to reach back, touch the right hand to the right heel. See if we can make it big and reach back. Big and reach back. We're keeping our belly and our chest forward. We can go like that with the other arm. Just get some movement in there. If it's really easy to reach the heel with the toes up, or if you have your feet elevated, if it's too easy, lower it down, make it a little bit more challenging. So as we're doing this, we're activating the front of the body, we're reaching back, left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. Now once you have the right heel, maybe you can reach back and get the left at the same time. If you find yourself leaning back too much, try to resist that. Or, it's hard to talk while I'm doing that, or you can try with the heels up, and then you could lower it down. I don't recommend doing a lot of talking. So I'm going to come back into it. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths if we can, whatever variation works for you. Up on the toes. You could even have something beneath the toes to make them higher, or having them down. Find what works. Getting the right heel, getting the left heel, lifting through the chest and pushing yourself forward. It's a little bit hard to breathe, or it might feel, I mean, obviously you're breathing, but you're aware of the breath differently. So just settle into it. See if we can hold it for 2 more breaths. And then gently release, 1 at a time. Let the feet come down, let the bum come to the heels. Walk the hands forward and release through the back. If you want to open the knees up a little bit wider. Let that low back release. Camel pose is obviously a strengthening pose as well. You can feel it in your body warming up. We're going to try it 1 more time. So just take another resting breath. Then push yourself up. I think I could lose the hoodie soon. I am getting warmed up. So we're activating through the thighs. We're tightening through the bum. That way we're giving our back the support. We're reaching back. And then we're going to go for the other side. Pull everything up and forward. Active, active, active. And release. Whew, I don't know about my heart being open, but I certainly feel strengthening happening in my back. To give a sense of relief, we're going to come onto our back and do a few bridge poses, which you definitely are aware of the opening in the front of the body a bit more. And when we do back bends, we have to counter them, and we want to do a variety of them to open up through the back and ultimately the front of the body. So to line up for bridge, we want to have our feet hip distance apart. Try to get to that position where your fingertips can touch the back of the heels, and just do a few moving bridges first. Inhaling, lifting up, reaching overhead. Exhaling, dropping it down. Inhaling up. Get that nice movement going. Exhaling down with the breath. Two more. Last one. Up and down. Hug the knees into the chest when your hips hit the ground, one at a time or both together. Squeeze the knees. And then place the feet back down, same position. We're going to lift up, and this time you can clasp the hands behind your back if you like. You could hold the edge of, I find it's a little bit more opening in my chest if I hold the edge of my mat. So my elbows are down, push into the feet, lift up a bit higher, relax through the neck, pushing the chest towards the chin. And then lift the chin just slightly away from the chest so the back of the neck is long. Push into the feet, squeeze through the thighs and the bum gently. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Filling up the belly. One last breath, and you can slowly, slowly drop it down. And bring the knees back up. A little gentle sway to the side, a little release. We're going to raise the feet up towards the ceiling. Just give them a little swish to the forward and back as if you're sliding on the ceiling. We can do the same with the arms. Just allowing the muscles of the back to settle downward while just keeping a little bit of movement in the body. We're going to grab onto the lower leg at the ankle or the shin. Let the knees drop out. You can wobble it out a little bit until you get a comfortable position. And then see that you're rolling your shoulders back down. You're not lifting the upper back away from the mat. Bringing your awareness back to the heart center. I have a green light right overhead, so it's easy for me to bring my awareness to the color green. Maybe imagine as you are breathing in, you're breathing in a bright green light. the color of fresh grass. Soften through the low back, the middle back, the upper back. One more breath here. And release the ankles. We're going to turn to the side with our knees bent. So first we'll go to the right, stack the legs. Stack the legs so the knees are out to the side. I'm on my right elbow and shoulder, and I'm going to reach my left arm back and over. Now to get a little bit more twist in the upper body, I can kind of scoot. I kind of lift my shoulders and scoot so that I can look over towards the left and get a nice twist through the side body. I don't want to be crunching up my chest. I want to breathe freely into my heart. Softening through the waist, softening through the hip. One more breath. Releasing the hand, pushing myself back onto the back. Find the center again. Hug the knees up and drop to the other side. So turning away, reaching back and over. I'm twisting slightly so that I can look towards the right arm. Nice big deep breath and exhale and soften through the right side. Softening through the face, the jaws, the eyes. Softening through the back side and the low back. And then rolling back onto the back again. Now, ideally you do have your 2 blocks because they are necessary for this last posture, so propping up the back. If you don't have 2 blocks, then something that's going to give you a little bit of lift, at least through the middle back. So if you have 2 blocks, then we'll stack as we do in the studio. One at the shoulder blades, at sort of the base of the ribs, and then one at the back of the back. If you don't have blocks, or if that height is too high for you, you can put something a little bit lower underneath that same part of the upper back so that your shoulders are lifted. So I mean, you could put a cushion doubled over or a book or something. Your head could rest just on the ground or be slightly elevated, and you'll still get a similar effect. So we're really opening up the chest by elevating it and letting the muscles settle back and down. So I want to be able to get my shoulders above the block so that I can roll my shoulders open and let the weight of the shoulder put that extra bit of pressure on the block. The arms can be out, the arms could be down, whatever is most comfortable, as long as the shoulder blade is free of the block. It's just below the shoulder blade. Legs can be stretched out straight, or if you prefer to have them bent, you can have them dropped out to the side or have them leaning into each other. That is all details that you can decide yourself. If you're comfortable to close the eyes, focus on the sensation of every breath and noticing how the body reacts to this block or this resistance underneath the back.
first we tighten and we brace against it, we want to use our breath to allow it to soften. And that's when, if you experiment with the legs, you might find that something feels a little bit more comfortable than something else. Our heart is lifted. Soften through the breath. We're going to stay here for a little while, so just keep concentrating on softening the body. Imagine your back beginning to melt over the edges of that block. So don't lift away from it. If you notice that you're lifting away from the block, just try to start to let the parts of the back that are touching the block just sink in. Soften through the rest of the body. Soften through the legs. Let the hips get really heavy. See if the low back can sink down a little bit more. The arms can get a little bit heavier. The shoulders can drop back just a little bit more. Breathing right into the heart. Imagine exhaling out the back of the heart into that block. Softening a little bit more with each breath. Two more slow, deep breaths in and out as your body softens. Notice the gentle stretch in the front of the chest, around the ribs possibly, around the fronts of the shoulders. Notice where you feel a bit of a pull, a stretch in the front of the body. With this last breath, we'll bring our elbows down to the mat if they're not there, and see if you can lift the head up first, nice and slow. You can lift and remove the block from underneath and bring yourself right back down. So remove everything that's under you. Settle down into the mat in the same position that you were in without the blocks, and now just feel the spaciousness. You might even notice that your back is lifted away from the floor. It's not sinking down yet. It might take a few breaths to relax down into this new space that we created. Breathing in, feel the ease in the breath, as if more of the lungs have opened up now. When we're tight through the heart center, we associate it with the front of the body, and that's definitely true. Hunching over and our shoulders rolling forward, it tightens up the muscles in the front of the chest. But our heart is as close to the back of the body, really, as it is the front in so many ways. So when the back is really tight and constricted, it has the same effect. It has the same effect on the movement of the breath. So we have to open up both the front and the back to feel the freedom. So when you're ready, bend your knees, hug them up to the chest, and gently roll up to sitting if that's comfortable, or push yourself up. Come to a comfortable seat, whatever that is. You could even stay lying down if you like. Finish as we started, with the hands at the chest, either in Anjali Mudra or across the heart. lowering or closing the eyes, feeling that connection with the breath, with the heart, our sense of love and belonging and compassion has very little to do with the beating organ in our chest. It has to do with the comfort and safety and feeling of love towards ourselves and the ease in which we accept that love. With the eyes closed and your hands on your heart, just briefly visualize yourself sitting in a beautiful green field, that fresh spring green, full field of green. Maybe you can sense the fragrance of that green. You can feel the crisp air on your skin and see a beautiful pink cotton candy sky. A pink sunset swirls in the sky above your head. See that beautiful combination of pink and green. Feel the sensation on the skin. And feel a sense of love and peace and compassion in your heart. My heart is open. My heart is open. My heart is open. Exhale and blink your eyes open. I thank you for practicing with me again today. I hope you've enjoyed this chakra series and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day.